Well, as we like to do every week, let's welcome host of NBC's Meet the Press, Chuck Todd. And Chuck, first of all, KCRA3 will be broadcasting the GOP Candidates Forum on Monday live from New Hampshire. What do you expect to come out of this forum, and what makes this different from the Fox debate?
Well, I'll give you a couple of differences. The one big one is you're not going to see Donald Trump at the forum. I think he has decided to skip the New Hampshire forum, but he is going to participate in the debate. The other part of this is you're not going to have as much direct engagement. Candidates one at a time. Now, it's my understanding they'll rotate through a couple of times. So you might have one candidate who hears something someone else says, who when they come back has a chance to respond, but it is supposed to sort of be one topic at a time, and then they move on to another. So it is more about getting to know each candidate individually. I actually think it's more voter-friendly forums because it's more substantive. Now, it may not be as fun sometimes. You don't have the direct sparrings, the interruptions, but you will see that a very substantive, I think, opportunity to see some of the issue differences between these folks. But obviously, the entertainment quality of a debate that features Donald Trump is probably up there with anything you see on television in the summer. Oh, without a doubt. Well, this weekend will also mark the end of the 2016 preseason. So what makes this weekend so notable? Well, I think you do have the start of the debates. I think we're also getting an idea, there's a lot of things coming out here. We're getting an idea the super PACs just filed their donors. So we're getting a better picture of which of these campaigns are relying on just a handful of donors to prop them up and which of them have more of a broad base of support. Obviously, it is a handful of rich people in general that are supporting these super PACs, but some of these campaigns have only one or two people giving money to them. Mike Huckabee is one major donor. That's basically it. So what happens if he loses that one person? Does he suddenly can't fund his campaign? But the debate itself, and I think it starts with Friday. It's sort of like that last preseason game, and then, Monday with what you guys are televising, and then Thursday being the big event. That's destined to be all about Trump and how the various candidates handle standing on stage with Trump. Yeah, that's right. He's certainly been dominating the headlines of late. Now, a day after the Fox debate, what do you think we'll be talking about a week from today? What will the big headline be? I think it'll be some form of either how Trump did. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. Look, debates are usually nothing but trouble for potential frontrunners. So it'll perhaps be, how did Jeb Bush and Donald Trump spar with each other? That would be a headline if they did spar. If somehow, I'll tell you this, the real shock to me is if whatever the story is the day after the debate, if the name Donald Trump isn't involved. That would be the true man bites dog aspect of this debate if that happened. It's obviously going to be something Trump related. Who tangled with him the most, who he tangled with, some form of that. Yeah, it'll be certainly interesting to watch. Thanks a lot, Chuck. All right, man. Sounds good. All right. And remember, you can also watch Meet the Press Sunday morning on KCRA at 6 a.m. That's followed by the KCRA 3 morning news at 7.